What's up, everybody? I'm your host Joseph, and I had to do this special video to talk about the Doctor Strange 2 trailer, Multiverse of Madness. I just watched it yesterday and it just went crazy, and I want to break down a couple of things that I saw and some things that I think you might be interested in too. So, number one, the trailer kind of kicked off with a little bit of everything that we've seen thus far. If you saw the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, you kind of got a preview of this at the end for that second bonus scene. But I love the way it kicked off. And in this trailer, we got to see, like, in the first 6 seconds, some connections from the What If episode of What If Doctor Strange lost his hand instead of his heart, where we get to see the world kind of breaking up in this mysterious, like, fading away, or like, you know, kind of eerie, like, magic, where the world kind of has this, like, gooey kind of stuff, or like fading away, where it kind of like it's just disappearing, the things that are causing all this evil energy to kind of go away from the world. The next big thing you see is in the 14 seconds into the trailer, you see this big image of this person, like with bandages, kind of screaming. And my thought is that this is maybe one of the Marvel characters known as Sleepwalker. There's been a lot of rumors that Sleepwalker will actually appear in the Multiverse of Madness movie, and I think this could be him. So if you look up Sleepwalker in the Marvel Universe, he is a character who's kind of known as a sleep police, if you will. So they kind of monitor the dreamscape, make sure that people are doing okay, that things aren't getting too crazy. There are other forces at play here that can interfere with dreams and kind of push their influence and cause things to be more disastrous in the world from all these negative effects of what goes on in the dreamscape. Next, we look at about 21 seconds into the trailer, we get a tight shot of Doctor Strange's watch, which is fractured glass that kind of represents the multiverse, like all these fractured pieces, as you saw in the Spider-Man No Way Home movie, like all these little parts coming together to kind of form this kaleidoscope, if you will, of a multiverse. 28 seconds into the trailer, you get to see Doctor Strange using what looks like chaos magic, these dark red orbs, which is, you know, Wanda's thing. So we get to see this connection between Doctor Strange doing this, which he actually used in the first movie when he went to go talk and challenge Dormammu. Now here's what I'm really curious about. In about 54 seconds into the video, you kind of can pause and you can see this guy who kind of looks like a Minotaur. And I have a couple of theories about this. So in the Marvel Universe, there's a character that was in the Immortal Hulk, which is like a new version of the Hulk. And there's this character who's an enemy called the Minotaur. He's based off the Greek mythology myth, which is half human, half like bull type of creature. And he's a bad guy. He works for an organization known as Roxxon. And Roxxon is an organization that's been set up in the Marvel Universe. They're kind of evil, kind of like Hydra almost, but they kind of run a lot of businesses, have a lot to do with energy consumption, and they use it for their own nefarious needs. And if that is the actual Minotaur, that means that they're going to show a lot of evil characters that kind of be like using the multiverse to kind of slip their way in to kind of change the future of our normal Marvel Universe that we know of. Now, one of my favorite scenes is a minute and 13 seconds into the trailer. You get to see Doctor Strange escorted by these what looks like Ultron robots. You know, he's kind of being like almost on trial for his crime of actually unlocking the multiverse. Now, I got a theory here. So on one hand, it looks like these are an alternate version of Ultron bots. It could be someone else. Maybe it's not, they're not Ultron bots at all. And it could be actually a Jocasta. In the Marvel Universe, Ultron eventually created a so-called spouse for himself. He needed someone as a companion, and it's Jocasta, and it was created by Ultron. He actually hypnotized Hank Pym to have him create a copy of Janet, which is the Wasp, his wife, brain patterns into this robot. And they have this love-hate relationship. In the beginning, she started off to kind of work with him, but then she broke free of that, just like in the real comics, how Hank Pym and Janet kind of got into it, and they kind of broke up. So the Jocasta robot actually broke away from Ultron and kind of became a good guy at some point. At a minute 16, we see Doctor Strange kind of talking, looking at this group of chairs, and we see 2 figures and one walking by in the background. So what this looks like is a council. So in the Marvel Universe, there is a group of people that kind of come together to kind of make major decisions. And in the Marvel Universe, they're known as the Illuminati. The Illuminati consists of several characters. We have Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic, Professor X, Black Bolt, which is the king of the Inhumans. We have Namor, the Submariner, and we have Iron Man. Now, in the original issue, Black Panther was also asked to join the Illuminati, but he refused. He was like, you know, we are the smartest people at the time on the planet, and it's like, you know, we're coming together to make major decisions. And he wasn't down with this without consulting other people. He was like, you know, it seems kind of like we're more of we're going to be our own governors of everything and making all these decisions. Because their first choice was to deal with the Incredible Hulk. With all the damage that he's done and all the destruction that's been caused and the heartache and pain, they decided as a group that Hulk wasn't fit to be on Earth anymore. So they're the ones who originally put Hulk in a spaceship and cast him off to another world. In Thor Ragnarok, we see that Hulk has actually chose to kind of send himself off. But in the comics, the Illuminati tricked him. They had Bruce Banner go off to kind of, they needed his help to fix something, and he got sent off on this mission in space. And they planned to leave him there, but his ship got hit by a bunch of asteroids. He went to this planet and that was Scar, which is where he was in the Thor Ragnarok movie. At 1 minute and 20 seconds, we get to hear someone talking to Doctor Strange, like kind of saying, we need to let him know what's really going on. And I believe that that is Professor X. At 1 minute and 34 seconds, we see this alternate version of Doctor Strange. And I believe this is the one from the What If episodes, right? If you've seen the Disney Plus show, you know that this was the Doctor Strange who lost his heart instead of his hands, and he had to absorb all these evil demon creatures to try to bring back his love, but it didn't work. So I believe that that's that same Doctor Strange who has now crossed over into our MCU universe. This one is a really big surprise, and I'm gonna tell you where I'm going with this. At 1 minute and 37 seconds, we see this character with energy flying in who looks like they're fighting Wanda. Now, a lot of people have speculated that this could be like a Captain Marvel or a version of one of the Captain Marvels, but I got another theory. There's been some rumors running around that Tom Cruise, who was originally slated to be chosen as Iron Man, is making an appearance. And if that's true, that's who I think that figure could possibly be. So he looks a little different because in the Marvel Universe, there was one point in time where Iron Man went completely evil and he called himself the superior Iron Man. So he was able to take metal from anywhere to form his suit, kind of like he showed a little bit in Infinity War. But the thing is, with this version of Iron Man, he was became more egotistical. He was actually trying to convert everyone else to use this new program to turn them into like kind of controlling people, where he could kind of use the suit to control anyone. He kind of sent it out as an AI that would help boost people and give them what they need to make them look a certain way. And they used all these nanobots to help them, but he was really trying to control them. So he had become completely evil in this version. I think that's who that is. At 1 minute and 41 seconds, we see this creature that Doctor Strange is fighting, which we've seen in other trailers. It's like this one-eyed creature with all these arms. Looks like this ancient demon called Shumagorath. And if you played the old Marvel vs. Capcom game, you can see this character in it. And it's like this demon from before time, known as one of like the older ancient ones, been around forever since like darkness had begun, and is known as one of the multi-angled ones because like all the different limbs. So it's a creature from years ago and it's trying to break through to Earth again. It's kind of been locked away, so it always kind of tries to come every so often, and Doctor Strange, is one of his jobs to keep this creature at bay. It looks like it finally got through. Next, at 1 minute and 57 seconds, we get to see an image of a character new to the Marvel Universe in the movies called Miss America. Miss America is from a different universe, and she has the super strength and durability, but one of her main powers is to be able to kick or punch portals through the multiverse. When she displays her power, she kicks or punches like this star-shaped portal that opens up and people can travel through it. I think we're going to see a lot of that. It's like she was getting ready to line up one of those punches in the trailer. Finally, at like 2 minutes and 5 seconds, almost the end of the trailer completely, we get to see this other version of like, it looks like it could be Doctor Strange, like with these demons floating around, this black looking stuff. And then we get to see this scene of a character like that looks almost decomposed. And I hope it's true, because I really would love to see these Marvel zombies. Because it looked like the version of Doctor Strange when he did from Infinity War. He kind of had all his arms out and kind of was looking at it and getting ready to fight Thanos. I think that's who that is. In the Super Bowl trailer, they showed a little more of it. There was a different scene in the original one, and it looks like there's a zombified Wanda too. That was another character that was in the What If Zombie episode. So I hope that's true. But I also got one more theory of who it could possibly be. It could actually be the character Nightmare. So Nightmare is like a mortal enemy of Sleepwalker, and he has the ability to control all nightmares and kind of push his influence and hurt people as well. So if that's true, we definitely need Sleepwalker to be able to battle against Nightmare, so that way he doesn't have control over people and be able to come into the universe as well. So those are just some of my theories about what's going on, but here's one of my biggest ones. Now, the Illuminati that I'm thinking that's in the MCU movie it may not be the original one I talked about before. If I have a fan theory that may work out. So if that's so, I think that what if this new Illuminati is made up of some of the characters we've already seen? So what if it's the evil Doctor Strange, the evil version of Professor X, Mr. Fantastic, he's known as the Maker with his evil version, and some of these other characters. I don't think it's the original team. So I would be interested to see if it's going to be the original Illuminati or if it's going to be a different alternate version of Illuminati. So kind of with this multiverse, they also can bring in so many characters. Like we got Captain Carter who could jump in from the What If. But what I would really love to see, what I think will blow people away, is if this Tom Cruise version was there. We had him right as Superior Iron Man. What if they brought in Terrence Howard as their version of War Machine? That would be nuts. But even more so, there was rumors about Michael B. Jordan coming back for Black Panther 2. What if this is the Michael B. Jordan from the What If episode when he became the Black Panther? So that would make it even more crazy to have this Black Panther version that actually was Killmonger instead of T'Challa. So those are some of my fan theories, and I hope some of this stuff pans out. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and what are your theories about this Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.
I'm your host, Joseph. Fiction Ink Flow.
If you don't have it, you are truly missing out.
What's up? I'm your host, Joseph. Fiction Ink Flow. I'm your host, Joseph.